here, but we do that on behalf of those who do the real work here. The center is a portion of the prosecutor's office. It's had tremendous support for decades from the prosecutor's office, from the county, and we at the Friends are simply just a supportive organization who try to help where we can. I'm happy to welcome you to the dedication of this beautiful garden here. You can imagine, children and families come to the Child Advocacy Center at a very difficult time. The garden, as well as the entire center, is designed to offer a little bit of relief and calm in a tumultuous process. The garden is also available to the staff and those who respond to the CAC, the professionals as well. A small place, a place for some small amount of quiet for the people who provide their expertise and their support to these children and families. It gives them an opportunity to rejuvenate, even for a few minutes, because that's essential to keeping these heroes being able to continue doing their work. So we have a number of speakers today, so I will get out of the way. I would like to first introduce our Monmouth County Prosecutor, Raymond Santiago.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here. I know we have a limited time. I don't want to take too long. I have a tendency to maybe sometimes speak too much from the heart, so I go on a little longer than I really want to. But today was really a joyous occasion to be here for the dedication. And I know while we sit here, this is the National Child Abuse Prevention Month. It's a somber occasion as well, but we take these two things in stride, and we know that the important work that's being done here really is important. And I wanted to recognize a few of the individuals that make this happen day in and day out. I'm going to apologize because the list is numerous, but if I miss somebody, I apologize in advance. I want to make sure that I recognize all of the partners that are really making this all happen. So, first off, the legal and the investigative staff that lead our Special Victims Bureau, currently that is held by our Director, Assistant Prosecutor Danielle Zanzuki, and our Supervisor, Lieutenant Andrea Tazi, who do a fabulous job day in and day out. And all of the individuals that have with their predecessors to try to make this what this is today. We are blessed with having two of those individuals here today as well. Our complete multidisciplinary team, our victim witness, who's led by Director Barbara Barbolini, our clerical staff, trusted partners with our New Jersey Division of Child Protection and Permanency, our local police department, and here on behalf of the Monmouth County Police Chiefs Association, as well as other chiefs are here, Chief Burton. Thank you to the police departments for being local partners. They truly are committed to what the CAC represents and having the advocacy center used when and if necessary. I also like to recognize and thank the partnerships that go beyond all local police departments. Most notably is our sheriff, Sean Golden, who day in and day out has always made sure that he and his staff are always available to do all that's necessary for our county and protect our children. All of the community organizations that work day in and day out in the field of mental health, and I'd be remiss if I did not recognize Melissa and our really renowned person, Surf, who really is the highlight of a lot of these events. So our dog Surf really is a pleasure to have around here as well. It brought a smile to my face when I've heard throughout the county and in my interactions that this advocacy center truly is the model in the entire state. I've talked to other prosecutors. I know when they try and design theirs, they emulate what we've done here in Monmouth County. And that brings a smile to my face. I'm sure it brings a smile to each of your faces as you're all here, and especially our commissioners, because we are, again, leading the state. And what's the most important thing here is taking care of our communities. We have been deeply blessed through the years for having dynamic and inspirational leadership at the Child Advocacy Center. Our current and two previous leaders happen to be here today in person. Our current leader, Pat Melander, who not only was our choice last summer, but also served as the next manager for the center, but she also serves as the Allentown Garden Club Green Donor. So having this garden and dedication ceremony with her at the helm, I think we're in good shape, because I would ruin all these flowers. I know that she's going to have it really kept pristine all throughout the year. I'd like to recognize and thank Debbie Riveros, who's here with us today, who spent 16 years in our center, and I know it was a displeasure for me, because as I came, she was just embarking on her new journey, but you know what? She's continued her dedication by being the executive director now for the esteemed New Jersey Children's Alliance. And of course, Sue Rickville, Sue's here also. She worked for the Children Advocacy Center for the better part of 5 decades. So she's truly committed to this. So thank you. And then there's the reason why we're here today. It's the Friends of Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center, otherwise known as the finest system of nonprofit community support that this facility could have ever hoped or asked for. It actually predates the center by 6 years, formed in 2003. And as Pete Bozer said, they try and do all they can to be a support to the Advocacy Center. They do that day in and day out, so thank you. As I said, I also want to make sure that we recognize all of our legislative leaders who joined us here today, including our New Jersey State Senator Owen Henry, our New Jersey Assemblywoman Luann Peterpaul, representing the 11th District, our Board of Commissioners, Director Arnone, Deputy Director Los Citra, Director Commissioner Kiley, and all the other commissioners. I know Nick DeRocco and Eric Anderson are always involved and will be here today, I'm sure. They're here with this spirit. Commissioner Lillian Berry, former Commissioner Lillian Berry, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention her as well. She was very dedicated to the CAC, and I know we do have a brick here, but I know she's also here with us, at least in spirit. Along with the flowers that you see here planted today that have already bloomed or started to bloom, the garden itself will continue to arrive as spring continues. You'll notice also the blue pinwheels, which are here today. These are a visual representation embracing the pinwheels for the prevention campaign for the prevention of child abuse in America. The blue pinwheel was chosen as a national symbol of prevention because it's said to exemplify the happy, healthy, and safe childhoods all children deserve. Sadly, our team is routinely here because on average they have a referral every single day. And until we can eliminate every instance of child abuse and neglect, I know that they will continue to be here every single day until all of the children in Monmouth County and beyond are safe from abuse and neglect. Long before this garden was ever conceptualized, the therapists who work here would take children out into the garden for just a walk, to get a little breather in between. But now they'll have a destination of where they can walk to. They can actually come out here and they can have that time to reflect and maybe, compose themselves and try and get themselves back on place. So this is now a place where they can come for that purpose. We're not aware at this point of any single child advocacy center that has a garden like this at all. So again, we're going to be leading the county, the state, in regards to having this as well. And I'm sure it's not going to be too long before we'll see other gardens pop up, but we'll know that we started here in Monmouth County once again. I'll end with a quote that I found of an author named Bell Hooks. Some of you may be aware of her. But she said, "When we work with love, we renew the spirit. That renewal is an act of self-love. It nurtures our growth." So I hope that these grounds remain a place of beauty, but they also nurture growth, not only for the children of Monmouth County, but all of those who work here with love. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. God bless.
I'd like to call on Chief Robert Burton of the Highlands Police. He's the president of the Monmouth County Chiefs Association.
I too want to echo the words of Prosecutor Santiago. Unfortunately, we live in a world where centers like this are needed. Personally, I had the opportunity in my own agency to serve in the Detective Bureau and know all too well what goes on behind these doors. So on behalf of the Monmouth County Chiefs of Police Association, I want to thank especially the men and women of the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, both past and present, friends of the Advocacy Center, and our DCP&P partners for continuing to do the work that needs to be done to keep our children safe and provide a location for their families, and also to continue to do the work and protect the people who can't protect themselves sometimes. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Field Director to come. I'm sorry, I did it too. Commissioner Director.
So on behalf of Sue Kiley, Ross Citra, the sheriff, our county clerk, Christine Hanlon, and all the people of the county, as you all see here on a daily basis, see the effect and the positiveness that comes out of here by the work that you do. We don't get to see that, not being internally inside the building. But we are told of the success rates that are here. And our job here is to help it financially. And that's what we've been impacting as much as we possibly could to do. And on behalf of all of us, the biggest thing I can say is thank you. Because without you, we don't know where some of our young children would be today if they didn't have people like you putting the service, time, and dedication. So thank you for all the great work you do.
And next, Commissioner Kiley.
Thank you very much. I have to tell you that every time I come to the center, and I've been here a few times, I find myself saying a prayer when I walk in. And I do that for two reasons. One, because of the pain and suffering that some of these children have gone through. It's just impossible to imagine. But secondly, because of the dedication of the people that are here helping them day in and day out. And you deserve our thanks and our prayers. So if I can include anybody else in that idea, please feel free to say a prayer when you come in. We have two propositions today, or two proclamations today. One is a certificate of recognition, and the other is a proclamation. I'll read the certificate. Who am I going to give this to? This is directed to the Child Advocacy Center. Excellent. I figured it was true. The first one is thanking you for the garden. And it says, this certificate is presented to the Friends of the Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center on the occasion of their garden rededication ceremony on Monday, April 8th. With their mission to raise funds to support the programs and work provided in coordinated, multidisciplinary fashion under one roof at the Monmouth County Child Advocacy Program, which is designed to minimize the trauma child victims experience in a physically and psychologically safe environment. Thank you very, very much for that. And this one is a proclamation that declares today, this month, the Child Advocacy. My lips aren't working today. The Child Advocacy and Abuse Prevention Month. Thank you. So this says, whereas our children are our most valuable resources and will shape the future of Monmouth County, and whereas childhood trauma, including abuse and neglect, is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone. And whereas child trauma can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that are lasting consequences for the victims of abuse. Now therefore, the Monmouth County Board of County Commissioners urges all citizens to dedicate themselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all of our children and their families by proclaiming the month of April 2024 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Thank you all very much for your Thank you.
I also have the pleasure of introducing Assemblywoman Luann Peter.
I was hoping there'd be a little, like, apple box back here. I came with a prepared speech, but after learning what this center is all about, I'm going to speak a little bit from the heart. So I'm a former county prosecutor, handled cases dealing with child abuse. Former municipal court judge. I actually worked with Prosecutor Santiago. So we know firsthand what it is and what it takes. And I cannot be more proud of living in a county that has the services and resources for our children. As someone once said, our children are our future and are our resources. So it is with beyond pride that I stand here today and thank each and every one of you for the work that you have done and continue to do. But one of the things I do want to recognize is the fact that this center is a combination of public and private collaboration. And that is something that we all need to do moving forward. So I'm just going to end with this. Together, we can work to ensure that every child feels that the world is a safe place to grow, to learn, and to live. Change starts in the community, and I am honored to work alongside great programs to create that change. And as I step down from my toes, I do want to acknowledge that there is a joint resolution between Senator Gopal, Assemblywoman Donlin, myself, to the Friends of Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center. I am not going to read the entire thing, but I do want to note that that a authentic copy of this resolution was signed by the Senate President and the Assembly Speaker and attested to by the Senate Secretary and Assembly Clerk. So I am going to present this. I'm sorry we don't frame our resolution. So,
Thank you very much. Assemblywoman Peter Paul's remarks about a collaboration is exactly the mission and the religion of this kind of place. This place was built, as she mentioned, through a public-private partnership. County government has stepped forward and done tremendous work here. We started off with some state legislative appropriations. There was a federal grant early on, and also the Friends of the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. No, Friends of the Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center. Before my tenure, was part of the fundraising as well. I want to acknowledge some of the Friends group, and I've got lists. I'm still failing to hit everybody, but God bless. I want to mention that we've got our former and longtime chairperson, initiating chairperson of the Friends, Dr. Marty Krupnick. Truly was a friend of the office and has remained that, as well as a friend of the Child Advocacy Center. And no better example could exist. I also want to acknowledge the current board members. We have, and many of them are present, Lynn Reich, Toby Grabel, Lori Gerhardt, Angela Juffy, Sheila Saul, Susan Recadol, Carrie Tixo, Rachel Smith, Jackie Zavaglio, Beth McGlone, still not talking about, and Debbie Reed, and our counsel Ron Reich as well. Just a wonderful group of folks whose hearts are in the right place here. And the garden. We're here. I invite you to take a look. I invite you to take a look at the commemorations of people who have made donations and people who have been acknowledged here. They're on the floors of both lobbies, the front and back, and then also the latest endeavor is here. And I want to, since these have finally been, with this new revision of the garden, finally been installed after many years, I want to acknowledge that these are here. You can come and take a look at them. They honor Sue Recadol, who, as was mentioned, is the former MVT coordinator, former director of this facility, and a current board member of the Friends of the MCCs. Also, Debbie Rivera. I'm sorry. Yes, let's do that. Debbie Rivera, also the former MDT coordinator here, also the former manager of this facility, and she's currently the executive director of the New Jersey Children's Fund. And I'm wearing this pin, it's in my pocket, for the New teacher as the children know she's my boss too. I didn't say him, but Sergeant Sean Murphy. Sergeant Sean Murphy, there's a brick acknowledging Sean here. He was a former Special Victims Bureau sergeant and a longtime child abuse detective. Spent a lot of time here and a lot of commitment to this work as well. It continues in that area. There are also two bricks that recognize Dr. and Mrs. Richard Kelter as a local physician and his wife, longtime generous donors to the CAC, or the Friends of the CAC. There's a brick in the memory of our board member's husband. This is Dr. Barry Grabel. He was the husband of our Friends board member, Toby Grabel. A long-time obligation of ours to commemorate him with this brick, and we're happy to do so today. And then, as was mentioned, retired freeholder and commissioner Lillian Burry has been a longtime supporter for all of her tenure of this center. Has always been here, supported in many ways. She could not make it today. She made a personal contribution a long time ago. This is a long honored debt here for her. Brick is present here as well. So old that it says freeholder. And then one other brick here that is installed honors Cindy Westendorf. She was a wonderful, kind, and passionate leader of Amanda's Eagle, the Easel, the art therapy program that's run by 180 Turning Lives Around. And that program is named in honor of Amanda Wengert, a victim here many years ago. And we also have another acknowledgement for Cindy here as well. Sue, do you want to tell us a little about it? No? Debbie, thank you.
I shouldn't speak because I cry. But Cindy, being that she was a big part of the Child Advocacy Center, she was part of the board to be able to create this space for children, and she had an office which is in the back room for Amanda's Easel, and we have a picture of her, and her handwriting is still up because we will always remember Cindy. Cindy was an advocate and a fighter for our children, and today I brought a plaque or a stepping stone just in her memory and her honor, because she will live with us forever here at the Child Advocacy Center, but also in our hearts. So for those of you who do remember Cindy, there is a place where you can always see in front of the window of her office commemoration to her work, her passion and love for this center and for the children of Monmouth County.
And we're also happy to announce that there are two new bricks here, so new that they've not been installed yet, but they will be installed alongside these. So I'll start with the one for Judy Green. One is shown to you. Judy worked for the Division of Child Protection and Permanency for 30 years. She started her career as an investigator in Monmouth County in 1993 and was steadily promoted until in May of 2016 she became the area director for both Monmouth and Ocean counties. She oversaw there 4 offices and over 1,000 staff and support workers, and she held this position until she retired last December 1st. She's been a longtime supporter and proponent of the CAC. She worked with numerous staff at the prosecutor's office on investigations and presentations over the course of her career. She served as a member of the multidisciplinary team, again, that collaboration that is so important to the response to child abuse. She was a member, a longtime member and supporter. She was a member of the team, and then as she was promoted, she was also a member of the advisory board, which oversees and guides. It's also a multidisciplinary advisory board to guide the operations and the relationships here. And she, with respect to that, she was the chairperson in 2011. And she also has been on the board of the Friends of the Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center as the DCP&P representative for many years. She's retiring, just to make you happy. She's enjoyed spending time with her husband Ryan and her daughter Rebecca, who are here, and the family dog Luna, who's play with her. She also enjoys playing pickleball whenever she has the opportunity. And we're just very grateful for Judy's involvement. We miss her already. and she's one of the best examples you can have of that commitment to children and child abuse, and the system that works together. The better that we work together and know each other, the better that response is, and Judy exemplifies it. Thank you so much, Judy. And we have a plaque to honor Judy. Would you like to, please? The Friends of the Monmouth County Child Advocacy Center recognize Judy Green in MSW in appreciation for her years of dedicated service and outstanding accomplishments for the entity and the CAC on behalf of DCP&K. There's a quote from Fred Rogers that says, "Anyone who does anything to help a child in his life is a hero to me." And it's dated today, April 8th. Thank you. We have one more brick to honor another person who fairly recently left working with us here. This is for Laura Finley. Unfortunately, Laura couldn't be here, but I'm hoping that she is here on video. Hi, Laura. We miss you. Laura joined the prosecutor's office in 1988, first being assigned to the Victim Witness Unit in providing services for victims of domestic violence. In 1992, she began working for 180 Turning Lives Around, our partner agency, as the family court liaison, joining the respected Hazlet-based nonprofit that serves the survivors of domestic and sexual abuse and their families with free and confidential programs and resources. Then in 2011, she returned to the prosecutor's office, first working as a clerical until 2014, when she again renewed her duties as a victim advocate, this time working in the Special Victims Bureau. Laura's warm demeanor, extensive knowledge, and irreproachable integrity ultimately cemented her reputation as one of the best and most seasoned victim advocates in Monmouth County. For the last decade, she's been steadfastly a reliable source of comfort for victims from a wide variety of crimes, helping them navigate the healing process while the defendants responsible for those crimes were brought to justice. Also, Laura was instrumental in starting the process that resulted in getting Surf, the facility dog, right here. Laura, I appreciate that you bugged me when I worked here about that, and I'm glad that it finally came to fruition. Laura left the office here late last year for sunny South Carolina, and everyone associated with the Child Advocacy Center misses her and all she did for the family served here. And there's a brick right here for Laura, which will again be cemented in our garden. One thing I'm going to do as a former employee here is I'm going to volunteer the folks who work here to offer tours for any of those who have not been here or not had the opportunity to see, and explain how this operation works, because it really is, as many of the speakers said, just a wonderful place and a wonderful example of how people do this work, do it, and do it well for the children of Monmouth County. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all the levels of support that we have had in this facility everywhere. It takes everyone to do it, and we wish we could close this place down. So let's keep up the good work so that we can do that someday. Thank you very much.